Our school, Northwood High, was a drafty old building with a history as long as its echoing hallways. Most students avoided the north wing after dark. Stories circulated about cold spots, flickering lights, and a shadowy figure that disappeared into the walls. I scoffed at the rumors, considering them just another spooky tale. Ghosts aren't real, I'd say, rolling my eyes. But even I felt a shiver run down my spine whenever I passed the north wing, especially at night. One Friday, I found myself stuck at school for an extra study session. The library was bustling, but as the hours ticked by, students trickled out. By 8 p.m. I was alone, my stomach grumbling. Vaguely remembering a vending machine on the first floor of the north wing, I decided to take my chances. "It's just a story," I muttered, trying to convince myself. The hallway was darker than I remembered, the silence broken only by the hum of distant fluorescent lights. The air grew colder as I approached the north wing, and the hair on my arms prickled. I reached the vending machine, my heart pounding in my chest. As I fumbled for some change, I noticed a movement out of the corner of my eye. It was a fleeting glimpse, a shadow shifting near the end of the hallway. My breath hitched in my throat. I told myself it was just my imagination, but fear tightened its grip. I quickly grabbed my snack and turned to leave, my steps echoing in the stillness. As I hurried back down the hallway, I heard a soft whisper, barely audible above the hum of the lights. It seemed to come from the shadows, sending chills down my spine. I froze, my blood turning to ice. The whisper came again, closer this time, a low murmur that sent shivers down my spine. My hand trembled as I reached for my phone, my fingers struggling to unlock the screen. The lights flickered above me, plunging the hallway into darkness for a split second. When they flickered back on, the shadow was closer, darker, and more defined. I fumbled with my phone, my fingers shaking as I snapped a picture, hoping to capture something, anything, to prove I wasn't imagining things. The flash momentarily illuminated the hallway, but the shadow was gone. With a gasp, I turned and ran, my sneakers squeaking against the linoleum floor. The whisper followed me, growing louder, urging me to go faster. I didn't stop running until I burst through the school doors and into the night. The cold air stung my lungs as I gasped for breath, my heart pounding against my ribs. Later that week, I showed the blurry photo to the old janitor, Mr. Davis. He looked at it for a long moment, his eyes filled with a strange sadness. "It's Sarah," he finally said, his voice barely a whisper. "She was a student here years ago, died in a tragic accident in the North Wing. Some say her spirit never left." He went on to explain that Sarah had been a promising artist, her life cut short before she could achieve her dreams. Now, she wandered the halls, forever searching for something she'd lost. I never went back to Northwood High, not even during the day. The memory of that night, the whisper, the shadow, stayed with me. I couldn't shake the feeling that Sarah was still there, trapped within those walls, her presence a chilling reminder of a life cut short.